All right, guys. We've actually gone beyond this point, but there's a reason why I'm actually going through it again. Most of us are already good on this part. That following the submissions, following people having issues, I see that this is a pain point. People are still having this issue. So um mobile responsiveness, you can't really cut it out. You can't really remove it completely. Well, Bootstrap helps you. But that was why I said let's spend some time with media query before jumping into the whole bootstrap thing. But I know a whole lot of people, there are people that actually they enjoy bootstrap. Like it's straightforward. You just call classes and then the magic happens. Yeah. So so I want to go over this again so that we actually just learn a few things, some stuff. And yeah, those people having issues can actually fix them up and meet up with us. Um, so we already have this web page. Sorry that it seems that we are going back. We need to do that. So we already have this web page. I believe I just want to believe. I know I still see people having issues with even building out the tablet view, the laptop view of the web page. Like it's glaring at you that this thing is not all right. You have a scroll at the bottom of your page, yet you're still saying that you don't have issues. Like you're not seeing that part. So but that's not the main point. The main point is working on the media query for this web. I've actually removed everything, all I have done so far. So I'm actually going to take my time and we'll just do this again. So next week, I just want to brush up with this so that from next week we are starting with something new, starting on a new page, and then at least most people can actually start up with us while working on other things. So um yeah, so back to what I'm trying to do here. So we have this web page. This is our laptop view. Yeah, still use everything. So we are going to use what we have. All right, so like I said, responsiveness has to do with how your web page looks on a mobile or on a tablet or on any device actually. So you have to make it to fit properly, not that somebody will have to zoom in. Oh, how is this page? No. So it's something that is necessary to know. That's why I'm going over this again. So I'm going to resize this screen. It should be at 100% now. I actually zoomed out back to the normal size. All right, so we have this web page, and then if I go this, I need to zoom out. So this when you open your developer tool, I believe people understand this by now. Inspect, and then you have your developer tool. Let me do like I haven't done this. So here, just beside this arrow here, so this arrow is meant for selecting elements on your web page. This arrow here, just beside this, you can use this to toggle between any view, laptop view. Okay. So you can toggle between your tablet view, your mobile view, your laptop view, larger laptops, and so on and so forth. So I'm actually going to start off with. So let's start off with our tablet view. So here now. So if you still have questions, you can ask me. From them. Yeah. So you can drop them in the chat. There's questions regarding the responsiveness. So let's just go over this. So, starting with our tablet view. On the tablet view, you see this number here where you have 768. So this is a break. You need a breakpoint to actually write media query. So a breakpoint is like from what range or from what point does this does your code actually take effect? Like where does it start affecting your web page? At what point? So yeah, so um for this screen size now, you see that I have this 768 here. So let's open my VS Code. Just give me a moment. Let me fix it. So can you guys hear me? Uh, all right, yeah. So I had to fix it. Um, so this is VS Code. I opened this and styling I have here is just for the tablet view. So I'm actually going to start out for the tablets before if when I was doing it the first time, I actually started with the mobile view, but this time around I'm going to start with tablet view. So when you're dealing with media query, you have to use the at media And then inside here now, you need to set your breakpoints. You can use either maximum width or minimum width. I kind of prefer going with maximum width. Maximum width. Let's see. So here we have 768. Now, if I actually use this 768, I'll run into some problem because that will mean any effect I do here, any effect I do now, I have to go to a smaller screen to be able to see that change. So which is, let me just pick one item. So you need to know how to use your inspect because that's what you'll be doing most of the time. You just can't do that blindly. So I'll pick this. Let's say, for instance, this section now, I want to hide this. So responsiveness is just about hiding or showing stuff or making it fit properly. So let's say, for instance, I wanted to remove this part. This is road assistance. Let me increase here. Let me increase this. So let me select this again. This is road assistance and it's a class. Now, I'll copy this and come here. I put this here and I do a display of none. Right, so let me check. On this screen size, it actually goes up. Okay, so maximum weight of 7 any newtons. Okay, let me be certain of what is happening. So let me pick this section too. That'll be an improvement. Okay. All right. All right. So I think it actually works. So using a maximum width of exactly this, I'm seeing now. Formally, I'll actually increase this by 1 pixel so that this would actually work with. Actually working now. So I'm using this breakpoint 768, and I'm saying on a screen with maximum width of 768, which is our tablet view. So if you try this out and it doesn't work, you need to add 1 pixel or more, just so that it can capture from this range from your 768. So I'm saying the road assistance block or element that was showing here should actually go off. And then it actually makes sense because when you look at this web page now, the view is better than what it was before. Okay, so let me change. Let me revert to this. Right. So I have that. this is off. And then this looks better. So if I remove this now, let's see how the view will have. So you see, this is looking awkward. So if I remove this part, and then we just have this name and then this section, it actually makes sense. All right, so I'm going to bring this back. So I need the road assistance to be hidden. So that's why I am actually doing a display of none. This view is better. You don't want this, you can also remove it. You can also take it off. So I'm seeing now that I have a container class which is holding all of this. So this is my container class. So I am selecting this, selecting this. I have a container class. Now this container has a width of 80%. Now it now feels like this space here and the space here is a lot. So for this screen size, I will actually increase this width a bit so that I am more comfortable with placing my elements. It's a bit tight inside here. So I want to actually make this more comfortable for them to stay inside. So let's do this. My container class, so I'm going to do, let me just do a container over here. Container. So my container, I am saying, instead of having a width of 80%, I want to reduce, I want to increase the width to probably 90%. Still gives me some space at the edge. So more like this. So this is smaller, this space here is smaller, and my elements can actually sit. So this looks better. So we've removed this guy. We've also adjusted this so that all through our page now, everything is seated properly. So the next thing I want to do now, I want to use the font size here. So you see this font size is so big. I am wondering why it is this big. So I don't want my font size to be this big. So for me to actually have that, let me see. Yeah. Okay, for the hero section. Okay, so this padding is actually looking too much. I have some space at the top here and makes it look somehow. So I want to style this hero section. It has a padding of top of 80 pixels. So I will copy this, then ID. That's why we have. So let me just say this again. This is more like you writing a new set of style.css for a different screen size. So that's why it's inside this bracket here. See no brackets. Well, for you, you might not have it. I'm using an extension, bracket colorizer, something of that sort. So that's why I have this coloration. It's indicating which bracket I am okay with. So here now, I want to reduce the padding. So I'll just do this hero section. And then I have a margin. So I could just reduce the margin top. Probably the margin bottom is all right. So margin top So instead of 80 pixels, I have maybe 60 pixels. Let's see what that looks like. Sorry, it's supposed to be padded. Padded it more. Okay. It's still looking like it's far off. So what if I do a 30 pixels? Right. So yeah, so this can pass for now. Then the next thing I need to do, so we're talking about this font size. So this font size is large. So I want to reduce this. And then if you see, if you select it, you notice that this okay, for me, this X section H1 has a font size of 64 pixels. So I'm able to get this element and see the styling here as well. So I'll just need to copy this. When I click on this, it's highlighted. I just do a Control C. And I'll just paste this. So I want to reduce the font size. So I would say font size. If I do a 40 pixels, so what does that look like? This is my 40 pixels. This can actually work. Once it's smaller than this, you can actually still reduce the font size so that it actually fits. So this is done this section. Done this section for the for the tablet view. So we need to go over to this other section. Now this other section, so if I click on this and select this, drag this up a bit. All right. So we have code sections. This is our code section. Code section. So code section has a H2 tag. So this H2 has a styling of a font size of 58 pixels. It's actually, it spans a whole lot of lines. So it's a lot. It has a margin bottom. Well, we can manage the margin bottom, but the font size we actually need to reduce it. So since I can see the style here, I just need to click on this. When I click on this, it kind of changes. So I'm able to copy this. When I copy it, I just paste it here. So depending on what we want, if we actually want it to be the same 40 pixels with what the other styling had, we can actually just do a comma here and then add this. Or if we don't want, we can just go with what we are doing now. So the code section, left section. So let me just go over this again. So you see, we have a code section, which is like this entire view, and then you now have a container inside it, and then there's a flex this thing. So these are custom classes that we created, and that's why I'm using this like this. So this font size, so we have a 32 pixels, and well, this is looking, yeah, it's looking small, smaller than I would want it. Maybe I just want the 35 pixels. We also want this section to also take the same font size, so I'm just going to click on this and then select this. This is right form section H3. So I'm copying this. I'm just going to add a comma beside this one. And then I add this. So let me remove this guy. So we have this. We have this. Now you could actually just want if a margin button feel this space is too much. So for you to do that, that means either just select this. You just get so this is right the code section, right form section. I'm copying this, coming below here, and I need a margin button. So every maybe 20 pixels. Nice suggestion, Copilot. Okay, so I have this space here. So that works for this section. So this part is frame. But then we have this, and it's actually suffering in that this is trying to manage up this small space, and then this other one is well, it's still there's still space here. So we actually want to make this better so that this is more comfortable where it is, and then this other one is comfortable. So when I select this image box, now you see that we have this is the flex. My flex here is just a display of flex. So it's a class. It has a display of flex. So I can just use it anywhere I want to use it, and it just works well. So for those of us that are using, yeah, for people that actually practice with Bootstrap, so you get to see where some of these things are used. So if it's Bootstrap now, you just do a deflex. So a deflex, it just automatically does display flex for you. So that was where this whole idea of creating custom classes came in. So you already have a style somewhere, and then uh, you just have to call it into your HTML, and it does your bidding. So the flex thing that is here now, that was what I had in mind. So you just have a display of flex. So wherever you call it, it just does, it automatically handles the display of flex. So, so this is a list item, and I had to do it in a list so that I could use it to okay, I had to do it in a list form so that I can just arrange each of this and use equal spacing. You could use a div, you could use anything to actually achieve. There are so many ways to get things done. So I am selecting this part. This is the flex holding all of them. Then this LI has a margin buffer of 20 pixels. So that's why we have this space here. And this image box. So this image box, I have a margin right. So that's why when I hover on this, you see a margin right. You see some space. The like call it brown, the brown section beside the blue. You see that's the margin. So a margin of 10 pixels is what is separating both sides. So I want the circle here. So I'll just come here. So I have a width of 5 pixels. So it's fixing itself to stay in properly, to stay within this 5%. I want to increase this. I'll just do a 15%. So I think this looks better. So I'll just copy this. Good section, left section, image box. So I'm copying this. I am pasting it here. So I'm doing a width of 15%. There's a reason I'm not using pixels. If you're following the design, it could be misleading at some point where you see that, oh, the height of a certain section is so, and then you want to use the same height that they use there. It doesn't work that way. You need to use your discretion at some point to lay out things. So another thing I would like to do here is, so you see that we have this extra space here. So if I click on this, this is my text box. My text box has a width of 50%. Actually, I don't want that. So there's actually enough space here. So why make it squeeze in at this point? So I am copying this and I am pasting below this. I'm increasing my width to maybe 85 as pilot suggests. So this is what I have now. And this guy is looking quite big, so let me do a 12%. Right. So this is fine. This is fine. This section is all right. So next thing that Yeah. Can you guys hear me? Sorry about. Yeah, can you guys hear me? All right. Hmm. Okay, so I was talking about this section. So we have this, and the font size is big. So we want to reduce this font size. So this is just you going through the site, and depending on what your apps, depending on what the designer gives you to do, that's what you're trying to come up. In this case, we didn't have a design for the mobile view or the tablet view, so that's why we're just using instinct to pull our way through. Um, so I am copying this because this points to this text. If I move over here, you see that it is highlighted. It's issue. So you select, click on this, it shows up here, copy it, you go to your style. So I actually wanted to have this same 35 pixels, so I can just do a comma here and paste it inside here. So this is handling everything concerning so this is handling the font size for me. So for sections that look like they are headings or stuff, so this is handling. I want them to have a 35 pixels. So this is what I have now. So let me confirm. So it actually has a width of 70%. If you want to change the width, you can actually change it. So 70%, maybe it's 85. Sorry, this is not. So sorry, let's see that again. So this H2 has a width here. So I need to get this. Since I don't want it to affect the other one, so you remember I added this here so that it has the same font size as this other H2s that we were pointing to. So I want this one to have a width of 85%. That's why I'm not adding it in the other one. So I need to do a width of 85% separately. It's not with the other one. All right, so this has spread out. It's uh, that's shifted out a bit. Then for this other section now, notice this. We have some margin at the top here. This is all right. But this section now, we have a margin at the top, which is below this. So we need to remove this margin. So to remove the margin, I select this and I click on this. So I am seeing it on this is padding top. So this is the process section, right process section. So this is the whole of this is the process section. Then we have this section as price, as in right process section. Yeah, right process section. So I want I don't want this padding. It actually has a padding top of 20 pixels, which I don't want. So I'm just going to copy this. Can you copy this? Yeah, so I'll just copy this and I'll just paste. I'm just going to say a padding top of 0 PT dash 0 PT 0. Yeah, padding top of 0. So this kind of looks better. Let's see. You can actually remove this if you don't want this margin top, like padding top. Yeah, the P also has a padding top. You can actually remove that or you make it smaller. I think this section is all right. So we now have this section now. Now this can actually just pass for your tablet screen. So you can just leave this like this if you have this. How will we able to achieve this? So we have a section called offers. And then inside these offers, we now have smaller boxes, offer box, each of them. Now for these offers, we actually wanted a display of flex. That's why we have this flex here. Then we have the justify between. This justify between is a custom class also that is justify content. Okay. So they justify content space between. So it kind of gives space between each of the elements inside here. This is the parent div having these boxes inside here. So now this offer box, they actually have their heights. They have their the width. So because we wanted to divide this between, we took it that the whole of this is 100%. And then for 100%, if you actually want to share, so it's just a kind of recap I'm doing now. So if we want to share 100 items between 4 persons, each of them is actually going to get 25%. So if I do a 25, if I do it 25%, I won't have this space here. So let me just change this so that we just really see what I am talking about. So this is 5%, and then you see that there are no spaces there. So I needed a height and I needed my width to actually do the magic here. So I have 8 boxes. Now, the same way that row works with Bootstrap, if we've actually looked at Bootstrap, Bootstrap has a class of row, and then in a row you can actually put in columns. So this is more like our own column. Each column takes a width of 24%. Now, in that for 24%, 24% is so that we have these spaces. The remaining so 24 by 4, that is 26. Actually, the numbers, yeah, 24, yeah, 26. Okay, so that's like 96. So we have like 4% left. So this is like 1%. So there's how this is actually shared. So 1 point something percent, 1 point something percent. Just for the remaining 4% that we have, it's being shared equally between this because we are using justify content space between. So when I do that, because I have a flex class here, so I can actually do some other important stuff. So something like I want it such that when it reaches 100% or it is close to 100%, if the next item cannot give me, if the next section, the remaining section cannot give me up to 24%, which is the size of each box. So this starts out with, you pick the first box, 24%, picks this one, 24%, and then it gets to that 96%. So it tries to place another another element beside this, but it now sees that there's actually no room for this. So if you're just using a normal flex, it will just stack it beside it for you. It won't like break to the next line. So for you to have that break, if for you to have that move to the next line effect, you have to do a flex wrap, which is, let's see, offers. So for offers, we have a flex wrap. Once it gets to this point, go to the next line and just form this. So looking at this now, I now see that okay, the tablet view is quite okay. If I actually wanted it to be 3 per line, that means I now have to increase the width of each of this. So let's see. So 100 by 3 equals, for, let me see, let me increase this. So this is more like, this is 32%. And then the 2% is actually giving us this kind of stuff. So if you want to make it 3 per line, you need to increase the width of each of them, like the offer boxes. But because we're using a justify content space between, so that's why we have this extra space here. So it comes to this last point, and then it also does the space between the last two elements. That's why we have this any space here. So let's see. We come to this point. I think this is all right. And this section is okay. So the other thing I would like to do here is for this my FAQ section. So we can just let this slide. So we have 4 here, and then we're still over. Then you need to add your over effect and everything for this section. So I didn't do that. Okay. So here now, so in this FAQ section, I want to increase the width on this screen size so that I'm able to use this. So that it's not so tight here. If I click on this, this is FAQ main box. And for FAQ main box, I have so this, when you look here, you see that we have style.css 321. So this numbering here is actually where it will point you to the actual place that you can find this code. In your style.css, so it actually points that out. If we come to our style.css and check 321, so you actually see a main box which has a width of 60%, a height of 100 pixels. So what I want to do is, I even have the height. So let me change this. Let me increase the width. I'm supposed to copy this first. Okay, so I am having a width of maybe 80%. So this is larger, this is wider, this is all right. So this main box. So see that, see the problem with using a height. There's a height here. So for most of us that have issues with height, so you have a certain height. Let me just put the border here so that we see what is happening. Border on pixel solid. So if you check now, you see that we have this border going from here and gets to this point. Now this is hidden. This other bottom here is actually hidden. So using a height of this kind of makes it rigid for us. What if we have more FAQs? What happens to them? So this just happens behind the scene. As we are seeing something nice, we are okay with it. So the fix will be, instead of using a height, you use a minimum height. So I'm going to change this from a height to a minimum height. So I'm going to go to our style.css 321. So let me just get to 321, 321. So instead of using a height, I'm going to use a minimum height. There are some sections that you don't just use a rigid height. You have to use what is use a minimum height so that you have room for improvement. The greatest room is right here. All right, so let me still do my border so that we just see border pixel solid. So you see now this shows up very well compared to when we're using a height. Okay, so I think this is quite responsive on this screen. So tablet doesn't have an issue. So where the issue is when we get to this size. So you already start seeing some, you remove this. Yeah. So you start seeing some miracles. So this sort of thing. So does anybody have any questions so far? All right, all right. So let's just work on the um OBCK, I sent you a message, so you can just check that out. See if you can do that. Okay. OBCK, did you hear me? That there will be something that you comment. Okay, so now while that is happening behind there, so now we need to move over to the mobile view now. So this is where the work is. And there's stuff to be done. I don't want this to be like this. I don't want this to be so tight. Yeah, I won't want this to be here. I want this to be better. So what I'll do is Natasha, I don't get that. You mean the page? The page? Are you referring to the page? Okay, so I won't want this to be like this. So I want to make this better. So I can start from 425. Yeah, yeah, the mobile view is upward. So yes, yeah, I get that. So we need to work on this so that it actually looks better. So let me start from one for this header. Let me start from this other section. Yeah, most times that's what it is. Stacking it one on the other. All right, so yeah, different things to learn here. So let's add our media query. Yeah, so I'll come out. Let me close up this and I'll do an at media maximum of, let's use 45 because it seems like magic is happening today. So 45. So I'm using 425 because when I actually using Chrome, actually when you hover on this, you see that this shows the mobile. You come here to this is a mobile and then this is a mobile. So for my Android phone, I know that this is the size. So I want to show us one quick trick. So if you're building your web page and then maybe you notice that something is overflowing, but you can't get, you see this scroll, you see what is happening here. You don't know what is happening. You can actually check out, you can know what is the problem by just you come to your body, the body tag, and then you see this asterisk here. So you want to add a border around every element. So I'll just do a border on pixel solid, and then I do a red. All right. So looking at this page now, you notice that okay, so this guy, this is one of the items that is giving me this bunge scrolling. Yeah. And I go down, let me see, is there any other one? The other things look like they're in place. This guy has chosen to be the black sheep of the family. So so yeah, so we have to actually fix that. So you can use this border trick to know what you need to fix, what is overflowing, so that you can fix that. So just for peace, well, okay, well, for peace to reign, one thing I could start first, I could start doing first is this my navigation. This is my right section. Yeah, so right section has everything there. So I can just hide my right section. Let's see, this is 425. So I'm starting the styling for it. This is here. And I just say display now. Right. So let's see. Yeah, so you see now. So that guy was the black sheep of the family actually. I don't know who gave this. All right. So So that happened. So we've been able to get rid of that, the scroll there. But this does not mean that our page is responsive because we don't have it scrolling. Because this is not scrolling. Does not mean that, man, everything is all we are guru. So we want to fix this now one after the other. So I'm starting here now. So my font size, yeah, so my font size is large. But first thing I want to even do is I want this yes, I have a class here, Flex SM column. So in case this is not what you used, or in case you're using something different, you just need to pick the class for this section. So if you gave this a particular class, you just need to call it in style.css. So I'm going to use flex. Let me just name the class at once. So you don't get confused about that. So let me just come here. That will mean me doing multiple stuff. So here now. you. So let me just say Euroflex. I don't have flex or Euroflex. So I can't think of a good name. Let me just use that. So for Hero Flex now, Hero Flex. I want my Hero Flex to have a now, flex direction, like I said, it actually goes in a row. So this is display flex. It actually gives you a row format. If I didn't do it like that, if I don't have this display of flex, it will actually stack one on top of the other. So I want this to be different. I want a better way of handling this. So I still leave my flex there, but I want the flex direction to be different. So I just want a flex direction of column. All right, flex direction of column. Yeah. So this can work, but let me increase the width of each of them first. So now you're now seeing that this is slimmer because we gave this a particular width. This is the text section. Text section has a width of 45%. And then on this screen size, we kind of want it to have a wider distance, wider view. So I'm giving it a 100% this view so that it actually sits properly here. So I am copying this text section, and instead of 45% that we had before, I'm actually going to change it to 100% because I want this. So I'm having a width of 100%. All right, all right. Yes, so we have that. This other section is fine, but our image is looking like what happened. So I am selecting this image. This is the image section. Image section. The image section. This is image section. Image section has a width of 55%. But now I want it to have a width of 100%. So that this actually stays properly. And then this my minimum height of 68 pH might not be the thing. So because if you look at this here, let me see. Okay, well, this is fine. Okay, so I can work with that. So I just need to copy this image section, hero section, image section, and then I paste this just beside this. So I don't want to repeat multiple stuff. So that's why I'm just doing a comma and I'm doing this here. Yep. Again, you're right on the screen. Okay. Sorry about that. Um, so let's look beyond the marks on the screen. Okay. So um so let's go over this. So I want both of them to have a width of 100%. That's why I did a comma and I didn't want to repeat this again. That's why I did a comma and then added that there. So the next, okay, okay. So let's let that slide. I think it's an oversight. It's intentional. All right. So let's see this. Let me reload. Okay, so this is fine. So when you're using flex, so I was now thinking, what is the better approach? Is it that if I come to this web page, I see this first and then the call to action button before seeing this image? And for me, it didn't seem right. So I now had to think of a way of putting this image on top of this text before showing this. So for me to do that, there is this image has to go on top and then the write-up comes down. If you're using flex, there is something called order. Style.css. This is not going to go out anytime soon. Okay. Sorry about that. Most of people's focus is more on this. Sorry about this. So this hero flex now, I want to change the order. Oh, not, I want to change the order for each item. So it's not supposed to be on the hero flex. It's supposed to be on, let me do it here so that we'll see what I am talking about. So I'm going to select the image. So this is the image section. So for this image section, I'm going to do an order of 1. And then for this other one, I can't really do that here because both of them are sharing the same style. Okay. Let me use a different method. So I'm going to do an order ORDER, order of, so this is text section, order of 2. You see now this guy is on top, this guy is below. So order of 2, and then this one I just have an order of 1. So that you can use an order. So you need to select this text section. So I'm going to copy this. This is text section, hero section, text section. So the reason why I'm having double classes here is because I am trying to be specific in my styling. So I need, and for the text section, I want it to be the second one. I want it to be the one below. So that's why I'm going to give it an order of 2. And then this other one, on this, it will play, right? Going to give an order, yeah, an order Okay. Okay, so let's see what we have. Right. All right. So if I reload this, so this works. Now, the whole other thing works when you have multiple items. Now, say for instance, so we just have two things here. So instead of doing this, I could have just gone straight, and instead of using a direction of column, I can just say column reverse. Yep. So this works the same way the other one would have worked. So this image is here and this guy is here. But this works when you have just two items. If you have more than two items and then you want to change the order, it's actually it's actually best to use order if you want to work with multiple items. You need to arrange like that. Okay, so I think we are done with this section. This section is all right. So we go back to this other one now. So I'm selecting this. Okay. All right. So for this section now, we still need to do the whole stacking one on top of the other for this part. So I'm going to select the main item, the center of excellence here. So all right, so we have yeah, so we have this flex here. So I'm just going to do what do they call this? A quote flex. Come in here, we have a process section. So this is the flex here. So I just need to add another class here. So I'll just call it quote flex. So I'm doing this because I just want people to get picture here. So quote flex. Okay, so I come here. So you can use this one. You know when to use this one if you have multiple items. Mm, it's all right. So, let me get my thoughts. So I want a flex direction of column. Okay. I'm not using column reverse or anything. So one of the problems when you're changing this, one of the problems that you would likely face was if you use a height instead of a minimum height. So if you use the height instead of a minimum height, when you change this to this view now, you notice that this is, let me change this so that we can see what is even happening. So see what is happening here now. This spills over to this other section. And it's because we did not give room for it to actually spread out. So instead of using a height, learn to use minimum heights instead. So except you just want something rigid. So I have this. I've done the whole flex thingy there. So this left section, I need to expand this. So has a width of 45 percent, and I want something better for it. So I'm just copying this. I want it to spread out properly. So I'll just do this. Um, okay. Hmm. Difference. Okay, so this A. All right. Yeah. All right. So there are different ways to do things. So this is file. Yeah. So but so this is that problem that we're having now. So when you do a 425 now, so we're working with 425, but on this frame size, it's showing as if we've not done anything. So that's why I will just change this there. I don't like what I hit. So I'm able to see this. All right, so yeah, so that happens. So at this point, I want to increase this width so that it fills up this part. So if I inspect, this is my left section. So my left section has a width of 45. I want a width of 100%, not pixels. I'm going to use percentage and pixels. So this is what I want. So both section, left section, have a width of 100, width of 100%. All right. So we've done that. We also need for this other section too. In this. So instead of duplicating stuff, I can just do a comma here. I will still duplicating that. Well, just so that people understand how this works. So if I reduce to this side, if I reduce to this side, I think this is fine. Yeah, so this is responsive enough. So I'll go to the next section, which is this. So I still need a display of flex. So I need to give this a particular class. So I can work with that. So this is process section. So I'm going to do a my aim of doing this is not so just I'm duplicating effort, but I want everybody to understand how it actually works. People are confused to know how they can handle their issues. So I'm going to call this process flex. So I already have this flex class here, so that's what is giving it a display of flex. But I want to change the flex direction with process flex. So I'm coming here and I say process flex. Says flex have a width of not a width, flex direction. Oh, so we have this now. We want to increase the width. So this is left section, process section, left section. Have a width of 100%. You actually understand this stuff. You really don't. You like don't have a whole lot of issues. So it depends on how you want this one to be. You want this to be wider. Let's see. So this H2 now, I have a width of 85%. I could say 100% if I want it. If I don't want, I could actually leave it like this. And let's look at this other section below here. So you see that we don't have for this left section, let me add a margin button. Barak, don't come today again. Okay. I really, okay. So I want to give a margin button to this yeah, to this right. Let me get it together. Process section, left section. Yeah. So I need a margin button. Margin button of 30 pixels. So I have this space here now. So I don't want things to be clumped together. So this other part now, see how it's looking like a cigarette, very thin. And I want it to actually be wider than that. I'm just going to copy this. So this is you have to select and click on this thing. So, please, if you have question, if you're not clear on something, draw my attention. So here now, this is right process section, and then I copy this class. Is this. I want a width of 100%. And then there's a reason why I am not adding this here. If I add this here, that means I kind of want I want both of them to also have a margin bottom of 30 pixels. If that's the result you want to have, that can work out. But I think this is fine. I don't want a margin bottom. This is all right. And then you come to this wonderful section. Now, this section, this is where, so some people, they actually left this like this. But yeah, some people, they actually left this section like this. But we want to make this, is either you're making it Yes, it's either you're making it a two, yeah, you're making it two per line, or you make it one. So your choice actually. So on a smaller screen, on a smaller screen, I think a one would be okay. So I could just because I want to flex my muscles, just do this. Just do, see what's the midpoint. It's 320, 375. I could just do a 376. Yeah, 376. Okay, so for 376, I want my items. So that's the offer box. So if I click here, I want to select one box. Then I want to increase my width to 100%. So this gives me one per view. So if I click on this, I like easy jobs. This here, and just say have a width of, yeah, a width of 100%. Okay. And I can just also repeat this for this section. So I can just say, so if on this screen size, I can just say, let's have two per line. So instead of having 24 pixels, I want two per line. So that will be like, if I do 40, so 40, yeah, so this is, so if I do a 40 here, so this is 40, but the 40 here is making a rift is too much. So you need to increase this to maybe, yeah. So you can actually check what I can use 48 pixels. Barack is relatively fast now. 2 hours you can do. Well, it's faster than most people will actually do it. So we have this. This works out. This looks better for us. When you go to smaller screen, you have one. From here, you also have one. This is fine. This is fine. This is looking good. Okay. So then this other section now, I want to change the flex direction. Yeah, I could actually, okay, if I am the one working on it, I can actually do that faster. Actually cover that faster. But because you're actually new to it, so yeah, it takes a while. This is two section, let me see, two section. So this two section has a display of flex. So I'm going to just change the flex direction because yeah, but it's not something I want to choose to do when there is bootstrap. Flex direction of I like some. So this is what I have. If I change the flex direction and then this is what I have. All right. So I kind of I want all of this to expand. So I need to select each section. So this is my car section. And notice that my car section has a width of 20%. So I want that width to be more than that, something more than that. So I will do a width of 100%. All right. This is it. I have my car looking at me. So the next one is this get in touch. Get in touch is my orange section. So I just copy this and I'm just going to stack each of them together. Okay. And last one is this auto section, which is this guy below. So I will just do comma and add it there. Okay. Yeah. So we have this. So the other thing that we need to do around this part is this section. So I am just going to change the flex direction for this. So we have this testimony slider. For those people, if you're so intrigued about your film suite, you can actually go and try your swiper and make this a slider in your stuff. Oh, but it's actually different. Natasha, unlike the other time, right? I get that. Okay, so this is our testimony slider. So testimony slider. So I'm just going to change the flex direction. Flex direction of column. Well, if you're using a slider, you don't need to do this flex direction of column. The slider tries to handle that for you. Okay, so I want to this testimony slide. Testimony slide has a width of 48%, and then we want it to spread out properly. So I will just do this, and I'll just put it here. So I want a width of 100%. So I'm actually repeating things here. But that's just so that people will understand, although you're not confused about why this is happening or why that is not happening. So this is a repetition. This where we have a bit of 100%, I could just stack all of this together so that just it's the same size and I have lesser number of codes. Going to 500 here. I don't know, am I 500 years? Ah, oh, it's even more than 500. So a width of 100%. And yeah, I want to put the margin button to separate both of them. So I'm doing MB of let's say 20 pixels. Yeah. Is actually going to buy something making our screen to look like this. So I think this is fine. If you want to expand it more, so for a smaller screen, now you can just do 100% or this. If a main box, yeah, so I probably, yeah. So so I have a width of 100%. So just so this is more comfortable here on a small screen. You don't want it to look so tight inside here. So even if you're going down, you still have your comfortable Yeah, so one last thing I would like to add here is, let me just get that bootstrap icons. Bootstrap, that's the end. Bootstrap. Yes, let's see that. Yeah, icons. So I want to get this CD, and where are you hiding? Okay, so in this, I'll paste it in my index.html here. Okay. Okay, so remember, we have this logo here. So we have this logo here, and I just want to do something. I want to create a class inside here. So I'm going to do logo, let me just say small header. Okay, so this small header, I'm actually going to put my logo inside here. And then I will do my hamburger here. Okay, so this is my hamburger. All right, all right. Um, so this hamburger, so I want to get this from my bootstrap icons. So where the icons? Let me just do Control F. Hamburger. Okay, hamburger. Okay, so what is it? What is the name of that icon? Ah, BAR. I'm looking for a hamburger icon here. Has anybody used it before? I don't know what to say. So uh okay, so if that's the case, I'll just pick just all right, so I'll just pick a grid here. Their choice to have or their choice not to have, having something that's going to work for me. So I'm inside here now where I have my hamburger. I'm going to paste this here. So let's see how this turns out. All right, so this is what we have. So what I want to do now is on a small screen. This is small header. And remember, this is the only thing that is showing up. Sorry, I wasn't even charging. All right. Okay. So let's just finish this up. So we have a small header here. So this small header is actually for a small screen. So what we want to do is on a small screen, that's 4 to 5. Let me just come to the top here. I want to have so the small header, header just have a width, not a display of flex rather. Display of flex. Okay. So display of flex, and then we have, let's see. So this places both of them side by side. Can you guys still hear me? Let me just search that.
Yes.
All right. So let's just do this. Display of flex, justify content space between. Okay, so let's see. And we need a width of 100% so that it actually spreads out properly. Width of 100%. Okay, so this is it. And we want to align our item center so that both of them are balanced out. Align. All right. So this is it. But probably want to make this to be bigger. So we have to target this. I'm going to do small header. I'm going to target the I class. Okay, so small header. And I'm targeting the I class for the icon. Giving it a font size of, you do 40 pixels. Okay. This is big. Let's do 35. Big. So let's do 30 instead. Okay, so we have that. We have our page, and everything is. Oh, then see the problem. We have this issue now. So what we need to do is we need to hide that on our tablet view. We need to hide that hamburger on our tablet view. So come to this 768, and then you do a hamburger. So I believe we all know where I got that hamburger from. This is the hamburger. I want to hide this. So I'm going to say display Yeah, so we have our page back. And even when I close this, oh, I also need to do it on this screen size. I'm going to do a display of none for this. Just do it and move here. And, and that is just, let me just type it out. Display. Okay. So I want to add, where is it? Let me just close this. Here now, I want the hamburger. This section, hamburger, now have a cursor pointer. It looks like, moreover, that can just be a button. So you can just put it inside a button and just do a and want it to be a button. So this also serves as a button. So when I come to a smaller screen, here, there's no share. Is that I should actually do a display of no, so because the other guy overwrites this, so this should be a display. So this actually seems more like a button. Yeah. So it has that feel when you click on it. So this is it. This is our page. The other thing I want to do here is just the whole pushing to GitHub. Just once terminal rather, new terminal. So in case I don't know what you use to push your own reps. I'm just going to talk about this quickly. Okay, so few things to just remember about Git and GitHub. So if you've connected your repository to GitHub, for you to see your remote repository, you do a git remote -v, and then you see that we're already connected to our KodeCamp theme suite.git. So that is fine. Now you see here now we have M here. Yeah, okay, no problem. Yeah. So we have this we have modified here. So I've changed something in my style.css. I've also changed something in my index.html. So what I would want to do now, if I do a git status, so you want to know what has changed. You see that we have modified, so we modified style.css, we modified index.html. That is fine. That is fine. So the next thing that you want to do is you want to do a git, because now we are updating what we already have. So you want to do a git add all, git add full stop, that's git add all. And then you press enter, and then git commit -m. So your dash m means message. So you want to add a commit message. Now, please, your commit message should actually be descriptive and not just be change something, hit something. It should be better than that. So I can just have rewards a responsive view, tablets, and mobile. All right. So I've added that, and that is in my, is now on the local repository. So the next thing I need to do now is to push. So I need to do a git push. Now remember when I said checking out your remote branch, your remote what they call this, your remote repositories. So this is a repository is just a folder that has your stuff inside it. The only thing is that it has a .it. Yeah. Now it has a name that you will be able to use to access it. So in this case, it is origin. So you want to access it with git push origin. Then you need to add a branch name. So what we are seeing here, if you're using VS Code Terminal, what we are seeing here is the branch name. Now, when you start working in teams, you see that you start having to change branches, use branches to work. So we've not even done all of those. So cloning and a few other things, we've not done them. Even forking, actually, we've not done them. So time we'll learn all of those. So git push origin, because our branch here is pointing to main. So we want to do a main git push origin main. Then I press enter. All right. So still expecting it to deliver, and it has actually delivered. So I just go to my, let me close up this. I go to GitHub, not just that's and just go to my own. Since I'm logged in here, and I see people are actually, yeah, actually forking and doing stuff here. Okay, so that's fine. That's actually fine. So I need to find CodeCamp themes. Yes. So I already have that. Already have. So if you see, I pushed 3 minutes ago. So for me to host, well, I'm already hosted it, but let me just go through it. So pages, and you need to change this branch to whichever branch you pushed to. So in our case, it is main, that's why it is there. And then after doing that, click on save, and it gives you this URL, which you have to wait for some time before it actually shows up. But in this case, it actually shows up. And yeah, we have this now. It's responsive and it's everything. So Barak, can you send the monster this? Thank you. All right, so I'm just going to put this on Slack now at channel. Yeah, to what's your question? Yeah.
Sorry, sir. I was working on the. Okay, so my image was not showing when I am using the live server. I mean, it's there. When I check it from my phone, it's there, but it's not showing on my live server. Even the one page, some of the images that are on the bootstrap that we are trying to remake. I can't see it.
Okay, so how do you are you using is it this method that you're using to call your images?
Yes, sir, it is.
This is how you're linking your images.
Yes, sir.
So it's actually supposed to work. I think I need to see that. That's strange. That's strange. Some people they'll do a dot slash. I'm not really a fan of that. I just do I just point to the IMG folder and then pick what it is. I need to see how I pull up your work. Okay, let's just talk about it in Slack. Just I need to see that. Right. All right. Let's just open Slack. Right. Thank you guys. Yeah. You can just end. Yeah. Obviously, you can just end it. Since you